Okay, so this is the practice area of the site. It's probably one of the key videos to watch because that way you understand how to practice and why you should practice. So we will get into the reasons why and how, but the main reason is when you're doing magic, obviously you want to create the illusion you are creating magic, so you've got to practice to that level where it becomes not just moves or sleight of hand, it becomes as if you are creating real magic. That's the goal, so that's what we want to aim for basically. Reason why you want to practice is also it allows you to stop, not get caught out, or just makes you look professional. And if you're doing magic, it should just look like you're doing magic. So practice is the #1 key when performing or learning these kind of techniques. A trick comes to two different phases. You've got these sleights that make up the trick, and then you've got the ending, meaning the whole trick. So you can learn, for example, a trick on the site, but if you don't know the sleight of hand behind those tricks, it's going to be very hard or a lot longer process to learn those moves and the trick to create the final ending. You can learn the trick, and by all means do learn the tricks on these sites, on this site, but just make sure you know how to do the sleights properly, because that's how a magician gets called out, by not understanding how to do the sleights to make the ending work. And that's where you get called out. For example, if you're controlling a card, if you haven't learned how to control the card, the spectator will instantly know it's on top, and then you've ruined the trick, because obviously if you do a double lift, they're going to say it's on top. So let me give you a few ways or tips how you can practice, for example. So here we go. If you're just learning, there's lots of ways how you can practice, and I don't know what you will be practicing, but for example, if you're learning the one-handed cut, just keep doing it. Just hold the pack of cards in your hand and just keep performing this cut. And obviously when you're practicing, it's not going to be as smooth as this, obviously, because you won't be able to do it. That's why you're practicing. So the nice little rule is, how I like to practice, if I can't do the move and then all of a sudden it happens, I will try and do the move maybe twice in a row, and then I'll move on to the next one. And it's good to have a little breakdown of things you want to learn. So if you're learning, say, also the double lift, for example, maybe spend 10 minutes on this move and just perfect it. And you're obviously not going to perfect it straight away, but just learn this, and then when you get a bit tired, maybe move on to some other cuts or shuffles or whatever you want to practice. There's a lot out there in the sleight of hand room, and learning this stuff is also great for magic wise. If you are practicing a trick in itself, go through the stages, have them look at the card, control the card, bring the card to the top, perform a double, do the ending, repeat that. Good way to practice also is to music. It allows you to also get a bit of speed in the flourish world when you're doing this kind of stuff. So if you do it to music, you can certainly get the speed down as well, because you're going to the beat. So it's a nice way to practice to music as well. For example, also I used to practice 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the afternoon, and 2 hours in the evening. So if you want to put that dedication in, obviously that's great. If you don't, just spend 10 minutes a day on a certain move. Once you feel you've got that move down, go on to the next move. And the easiest way of knowing if you've got the move down is by, I wouldn't say show it to somebody straight away, but look in the mirror. If it looks convincing to you, even with today's technology, use a video camera, get a good friend to film it for you. If you can't see how it's happening, then that's the magic bit. If you can see it's happening, then obviously don't show anyone just yet. Also be aware of your angles as well. There's a lot of things in magic. For example, if I do this, that colour change, that's a nice little colour change, but you've got to understand it if you're doing it from this angle. So understand what you can as well show. So don't practice something don't learn this and thinking you're going to perform it at your next gig, because the angles on that is not going to be the world's best. You're going to get caught out basically. So again, remember what you are practicing and understand the angles as well that come with practicing. And once you've got that down, just keep practice, practice, practice. Practice makes perfect, as I'm sure you know, and just keep at it. It will feel a struggle, trust me. You are trying to control the cards as well, so just don't worry about it. Just keep practicing.